Highland Family Planning presents the lower tier contraceptives. Hey guys, it's me, Holly from Highland Family Planning. Today we're going to talk about what we call the lower tier methods of birth control. As we look at the CDC effectiveness of family planning methods, we can see those methods highlighted in red. So today we're going to go through each one and talk a little bit more about them so you have some different options. Let's get started.
Cervical cap is a silicone cup that you insert into your vagina to cover your cervix and to keep sperm out of your uterus.
The cap part of the name is pretty dead on. The thing looks like a little rubber sailor's hat, maybe 1.5 inches wide and 1 inch high.
Only one brand of cervical cap available in the US today, and it's named the Fem Cap.
One super important thing to remember, use the cervical cap with Spermicide.
First, wash your hands with soap and water. Check the cervical cap for holes and weak spots. Filling it with water is a good way to check. If it leaks, you've got a hole.
No! Oh my gosh, no! Why? His life was too young.
Put a 1/4 teaspoon or so of spermicide in the dome of the cup and spread some around the rim too. Flip it over to the side with the removal strap and put another 1/2 teaspoon in the indentation between the brim and the dome. Get comfy, like you're going to put in a tampon. Put your index and middle fingers into your vagina and feel for your cervix, so you'll know where to place the cap. Separate the outer lips of your vagina with one hand and squeeze the rim of the cap together. Slide the cap in dome side down with the long brim first. Push down towards your anus, then up and onto your cervix. Make sure your cervix is totally covered. Unfortunately, the cervical cap is not 100% effective. Typical use is between 71 and 86% effective.
A diaphragm is a shallow, dome-shaped cup made of silicone.
You insert the diaphragm into your vagina.
And it covers your cervix and keeps sperm out of your uterus. Like with the cervical cap, it's important to use spermicide. Before you put it in, add about a teaspoon of spermicide to the inner part of the diaphragm, and then spread a little bit around the rim, but not too much or it'll be too slippery to hang on to. Typical use, it's about 88% effective at preventing pregnancy.
Spermicide describes a bunch of different creams, films, foams, gels, and suppositories that contain chemicals that stop sperm from moving.
Some other facts. You can use spermicide to make other methods, like condoms, more effective.
If you get irritated using spermicide, you're probably allergic to it. Unfortunately, all spermicides and contraceptive gels sold in the United States contain the same active ingredient, non-oxalate 9. If you're allergic to that, this method and condoms with spermicidal lubricant won't work for you.
The sponge is a round piece of white plastic foam with a little dimple on one side and a nylon loop across the top that looks like shoelace material. It's pretty small, just 2 inches across, and you insert it way up in your vagina before you have sex.
The sponge works in 2 ways. It blocks your cervix to keep sperm from getting into your uterus, and it continuously releases spermicide. Think of it like a bouncer at the nightclub door to your uterus. Unfortunately, some women are allergic to spermicides and shouldn't use the sponge because it could cause vaginal irritation. The sponge, however, is pretty easy to use. Wash your hands with soap and water. Wet the sponge with at least 2 tablespoons of water before you put it in. Give the sponge a gentle squeeze. That'll activate the spermicide. With the dimple side facing out, fold the sponge in half so it winds up looking like a pouty little mouth. Slide the sponge as far into your vagina as your fingers will reach. The sponge will unfold on its own and cover your cervix when you let go. Bada bing, you're good to go. When you use fertility awareness methods, you track when you are fertile or most likely to get pregnant. If you avoid having unprotected sex while you're fertile, you are less likely to get pregnant. There is more than one approach to determine when in your menstrual cycle you are fertile. When you are fertile, you have 2 options to prevent pregnancy. Don't have vaginal sex or use a barrier method like condoms. There are a lot of apps on your phone that can make using fertility awareness method easier.
Hey guys, so me and John were talking and I think that we're ready, for sex, but he wants to use the withdrawal method. And I've heard that it's really, good and it works really well.
Well, he has to be very good at it.
He has to have a lot of control. Be a pro.
He has to be really in tune with his body and have incredible control and know when he's gonna come.
And then also, what would happen if it wasn't effective?
you get pregnant. For typical use, it's only 76% effective. What if John's had a few drinks and his hashtag pull-out game is not as strong as usual?
Like, he could mess up, because at that point, like, it's not really in your hands.
I trust him, but not his pull-out game.
All about the lower tier methods. If you're looking for something that's low cost that you can be in control of, these would be great methods for you. If you have any questions or need one of these methods or want to just talk some more about your options, give us a call at Highland Family Planning, 585-279-4890. Thank you for watching today's video. If you have any comments or questions, please post them below and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.